Well, a number of celebrities taking tough stances against Donald Trump. They've signed on to a new group that is condemning the media coverage of the GOP frontrunner. Bill O'Reilly weighed in last night.
So with all the media attention, Trump's taken his lumps in the free marketplace of speech. But apparently that is not enough for the Trump haters. There is a new group called Stop Hate, Dump Trump that is trying to intimidate the media. According to Eve Ensler, a playwright who is part of the group, the campaign intends to, quote, put the media and political institutions on notice that they are accountable for normalizing Trump's extremism by treating it as entertainment, by giving it inordinate and unequal airtime, and by refusing to investigate, interrogate, or condemn it appropriately. Wow. That sounds like a threat from Miss Ensler, does it not?
Let's bring in Judith Miller. She is a Pulitzer Prize-winning investigative reporter, author, and Fox News contributor. Also, Lynn, she is Washington bureau chief for the Chicago Sun-Times. So, Lynn, are you at the Sun-Times and other media, are you being unfair to Donald Trump?
No, he is getting about as much coverage, and this is basically, I think, a television issue more than a print issue. He is getting overwhelming coverage. He's getting news conferences. He's giving speeches live for the duration. I've never quite seen this before. I don't think he has anything to complain about. Now, this group that Bill O'Reilly was talking about, it's a Democratic-allied group. I think their strongest point is when it comes to equal time. Now, no one's going to be intimidated, and Trump's a big story, but I think now it's a challenge for outlets to figure out, as we're getting closer to a vote, do we have to do as much live coverage of Trump's speeches and not cover the others? I think there is a question there, and that's what they're trying to raise, just as the other side would if it was happening to them.
Judy, give us your take on the media coverage of Donald Trump overall. Is it fair?
Yeah, I think it's fair because news is about what is new, and Trump is certainly new. As the quintessential outsider in this campaign, somebody who came in and has just gotten ahead and stayed ahead in the polls, someone whose comments should have offended so many Americans that he shouldn't even be in the polls in the top tier, but he is. That is news, and we have an obligation to cover it. One
news outlet, I guess, the National Review, noted conservative magazine, has taken on Donald Trump with a cover issue. I think we've got a shot of it. 24 or so prominent conservatives all saying that it is time to dump Donald Trump, or at least to stop him from getting the Republican nomination. Trump responded with a tweet of his own, fairly clever, saying it's really important to save the National Review from going out of business. We need a true conservative voice. So who wins that particular skirmish, Lynn?
This is a Republican primary. It's an inter-family fight. So the National Review has its influences among the base vote. And what's interesting is that Trump is so skilled at pivoting and diverting from the question of what these people had to say about him or why they said it. He's just saying this thing, you know, he does this lousy thing, and he moves on. But I think since there are so many candidates out there, I think what this particular tactic is trying to do is just maybe shave a few points off Trump, so maybe somebody else could come in a stronger second, and maybe reposition this very historic, different outsider candidacy.
Well, if you listen to Donald Trump, Judy, he's saying he's getting unfair coverage. Listen to this.
The National Review is a dying paper. Its circulation's way down. Not very many people read it anymore. I mean, people don't even think about the National Review. So I guess they want to get a little publicity. But no, that's a dying paper. Really, I mean, it's pretty much, I got to tell you, Dave, pretty much of a dead paper.
He also complained that at his rallies that you only see the camera focused on him. You don't see the huge adoring crowds. Now, most of those are shot by the political pool that is sent out with him. That's what we call it. And they only have one camera, so they can either focus on him or they can focus on the crowd.
Exactly. And look, Trump, as Lynn says, is a genius at diverting the media from where the media would like to go to where he wants them to go. And when he turns the attack on him from the right wing of his own party, the conservative wing of his own party, into an effort by a magazine to save itself, that's the message he wants out there. He had another tweet, John, that said he never even heard of the National Review until it declared war on him. So, you know, he's going to continue to do this. It's part of his real marketing genius. And until it's just as if the Republican Party has kind of woken up and said, oh my God, this guy could actually be the nominee. And everyone's gone into full panic on the left and the right. And you know what? Donald Trump is loving it.
Well, okay. We'll leave that as your assessment. Judy Miller, Lynn Sweet. Thank you both.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.